My name is Pensri Ho, and I'm an assistant professor in ethnic studies at UH Manoa. Then we have the passage of the Immigration Act of 1965. It wasn't specifically targeting the Chinese, but it did affect a huge swath of nationalities, including the Chinese, which established a certain number of people who were allowed to come to the United States in larger quotas than 100 per year, which was what the 1943 repeal of the China's Exclusion Act allowed for the Chinese. And so what we have here is 1965, more Chinese are allowed to come in. Now what's interesting is that here in Hawaii, it's my understanding that the Chinese population didn't really boom as much post-1965 immediately after 1965 as it did in the continental United States. But it's my understanding that the numbers really started moving up in the 1970s. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that in 1975, Vietnam passed a very strict series of laws that really pushed out the ethnic Chinese from their country. And so we have what is known in the United States as the boat people. A lot of Vietnamese refugees who were fleeing Vietnam for basically because they were trying to get rid of the Chinese. The majority of the boat people who wound up leaving, about 75% of them, were ethnic Chinese, because Vietnam's policy was Vietnam for Vietnamese. And so what we see is that a good number of the Chinese population that sort of grew in the 70s and 80s were from that population of displaced ethnic Chinese from Vietnam.